Tippy the top of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 8 o'clock, 8:03 Eastern time to be exact. We're talking about basketball, NBA draft, fresh on the scene last night. We'll touch a little bit on college basketball, some recruiting news is going on. And we got to talk about the GBAC, Georgia Basketball Coaches Association, GBCA, Georgia Basketball Coaches Association. Had an event this past weekend at Lake Point. We're going to talk about the stars, man. We'll talk about who caught our eye. Myself and Naj, this basketball show. Naj Wilkins, my co-host. I think he's a little bit busy right now behind the scenes, so he told me to give him some time. I live in Georgia. I don't know where everybody's tuning in from. If you're tuning in from out of state, let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're from Philly, if you're from New York, if you're from Alabama, if you're from Florida. You know what I mean? Definitely let us know. If you're from out west, shout out to you. Shout out to the, to the people out west. But let's start with the Hawks. You know what I mean? Had us on a little bit of a roller coaster. I think it panned out good for the Hawks. Great for the Hawks, I'll say. Trading the 13th pick, 12 or 13th pick away to move to 23 because we traded with our 22nd pick to get Kristaps Porzingis. We'll talk about that more too, but right now we're talking about the NBA draft. So that pick, as we all know, is for next year's draft, and it's going to put us in a prime position, top 5. I know this is old news to some, but new news to some. So top 5 pick, hopefully top 2, top 3. That'll be the cream of the crop. That's what we're looking for, right? So that's what that is. If you didn't know what's going on, it's tied to Milwaukee and it's tied to I think New Orleans. New Orleans, you like Bacon. New Orleans looks pretty good. They got DeJounte Murray. Then I have Jordan Poole, right? Zion Williamson looks pretty good. We know DeJounte Murray's coming back from Achilles injury, but I think DeJounte he's a hooper. He's a baller. Doesn't really he is an explosive guard, but he's a DMV hooper. You know what I mean? He plays off a lot of skill. Those guys are very skilled coming out of that area. So I think DeJounte will be just fine. So the Pelicans may have a good season, but you fall back on the Bucks. The Bucks may be trading away Giannis. And you never know what Dame's on the contract. So you never know what the Bucks could look like. So that being said, I think the Hawks are in prime position to be in the upper echelon of the lottery pick next year. But I know what you're all waiting on is like, Bacon, what's your thoughts on Asa Newell? Asa Newell is a good player. As we heard last night from the telecast, shoots 30% from the field career-wise. I'm going to pull that up just to be sure. But I like Asa Newell. I want to make that very clear. Asa Newell is an elite player playing for Montverde, however you want to say it, Cooper Flagg, Lynn McNeely, Derek Queen, who got drafted last night to the Pelicans via the Hawks trade. I'm on ESPN. Let me find Georgia real quick. I have not forgot what I'm talking about. Georgia, where we at? Give me 1 second, everybody. Looking for the SEC. All right, here we go. SEC. So yeah, played for Montverde, star-studded caliber high school team. Asa Newell, he's a stretch. They got him listed at 6'11" on ESPN, 220. Probably more skilled Marvin Bagley. If you know who Marvin Bagley is, then of course they don't have his college stats on ESPN anymore. Let me Google it. But Ace is a very good offensive rebounder. Shows the potential to shoot the basketball. Can handle the ball a little bit. Probably that's something he's going to have to develop as he continues to ascend the NBA ranks. Ace Newell college stats. Here we go. Shout out to Google. Okay, who said 30%? Must be 30% from the three. Just like you shot, yeah, of course. Sports reference. Here we go. Per sports reference. Okay, that's what it was. Shoots 30% from 3. Shoots 54% from the field. 0.9 assists per game, so really 1 assist. 7 total rebounds, 6.9 and 15.4 points per game. Keep in mind, as a freshman, 6'11", I believe he was in the conversation at one point in time for SEC Player of the Year. Don't hold me to that, but I believe he was in definitely top 10, probably top 5, averaging 15.4 points per game. Look at the free throw. Let's see if the brother can shoot from the free throw line. Shooting 74% from the free throw line. When Naj comes on, we're gonna go through the highlights, kind of break them down. But I think it's a G League guy coming out the gate. To be quite frank, not a knock on his game. It's just the fact that the Hawks have a lot of players that kind of fit that same mold. 6'9", 6'10". I mean, I could go through the whole lineup. You got Mo Gay, who's going to get a lot of minutes this year. You got Zachary Reese-Shea, 6'8", right? Number one draft pick last year. That's 2. You got Jalen Johnson. To me, Ace Newell strikes me as another similar Jalen Johnson. Who else we got? I said Mo Gay, Jalen Johnson, Mo Gay, Jalen Johnson. Oh, Zachary Reese-Shea. You also got a Big O. That's 4. That's 4. So Trae Young's 5. So with that point, that being said, you still got Chris Tapps. That's 5 right there. That's 5. That's 5 players with the same type of build. And so, I mean, that's all I need to really say. So I think Ace was going to start his year in the G League for sure. You can book it, which is not really breaking news. I say either bring him in just before All-Star break, so just before February, the second week of February, so February the 13th, let's say, or bring him in after the All-Star break and kind of let him play all the way out. I think he's going to get a lot of minutes this season. I think it's going to be a big key in the Hawks' success, depending on how he develops, right? But I think you draft a guy like that, you want to get him on the floor. But the Hawks do have a history of kind of letting a prospect run the whole first year through G League. We look at Kobe Buffkin. We look at Muhammad Gay. Though Muhammad Gay was hurt, I think, Muhammad Gay was hurt. Jalen Johnson, I think he did like a year and a half in the G. So we could see Ace Newell in the G League for the whole year. So Georgia fans, definitely come see the young man play College Park. Tickets is not cheap. I promise you that. I mean, tickets are cheaper than the NBA. Tickets are cheaper than the NBA tickets. Come there, have a good time, real intimate vibe. You know what I'm saying? Get up close. You know what I mean? Not too much. And play your cards right. You know what I'm saying? I say, yeah, this is my guy. He cool. Bring your young son, bring your little daughter. You know what I'm saying? Probably get your little autograph, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's a good vibe. College Park, Gateway Arena, just off the exit, right by the airport. It's a good spot to come watch the basketball. Let me see where the views is at right quick, y'all. All right, okay, we got some motion in here, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in. So, like I said, man, if you're just tuning in, I'm giving Brother Nod some time. I don't want to get too heavy and deep. So I know y'all want to hear his perspective as well, especially about the Hawks. But we're going to talk about some surprise, some sleeper names that may fly under the radar if you're not really tapped into the basketball scene. I think I've been saying for some time, I think the NBA player is going to have to adjust moving forward. It's not a big knock on the NBA player, but a lot of these players from overseas, they're coming in. They're going to be ready. They're going to be ready from day one, from the jump. And we're going to see some of our players have to hit the G League. And it's not a knock on us. The thing is, the Euro players, they're already playing pro ball. Like we see Kawan Malawak, South Sudan, played on the Olympic team that had that big run. You don't see that for Team USA. One, because we have set that standard now to put the best out there. Is what the fans want to see. If the best aren't out there, the ratings might not be that high, even though it may be the Olympics. So you gotta he was probably 17, 18. No, he's probably like 8. Let's say Malawak was probably like 19. Let's say he was 19, 20. Probably no, he's definitely 17, 18 at that time playing on the South Sudan Olympic team, and they went crazy. So that just gives you the idea type of competition these overseas guys are playing. You got the BAL League, Basketball African League going on. Zoom Diallo, I mean, not Alu, Muhammad Silla just committed to Georgia Tech. He played in that league. So Luka Doncic is another one. A lot of these a couple guys from France. There was a kid from Germany who played on his team. Now you look at Overtime Elite. They take their kids every summer. They go overseas. They go to Italy, playing in overseas games. I'm not sure how that can be done mainstream with AAU because it costs too much money. They're already charging these parents, you know what I'm saying, 3 days a week. They can't give them you gotta give these parents a package, at least a weekend pass. Let them play 120. Let them pay 120 or whatever the case may be, or something, where it's not. If you're gonna pay $40, 40, 3-day event, 120, give them a package where, hey, look, hey, mom and dad, you pay us at least $100, at most $100, but really like $80. You know what I'm saying? Come see your son. You're already paying the AAU fees. You know what I'm saying? Some we all know the game. If you cream the crop, you're not playing. If you Caleb Pope playing on game league, you're not paying. But if you know what I'm saying, if you aren't as talented, they may make you pay. That's just the game. That's not a secret. But let me tell people on IG to tune in real quick. Tap in. And if you're on YouTube, Bacon Network, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you hit that like button and subscribe button, make sure you hit that share button. So do 4 things: like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please, it really helps us out. It really goes a long way. We enjoy coming on here, talking to y'all. Sometimes 3 times a week, but book in 2 times a week. Again, if you were on here Monday, I apologize that I wasn't on here. Brother was handling some business. I was in Columbus, talking to some good people about their roof. So if you need some roofs, hit a brother in the DM. We can probably get you a good roof. Free of charge. Just pay your deductible. Tune in to the show talking NBA draft. And shout out to the NBA, man, for highlighting the first African American players or black players. Last night, I wonder why they. No, I'm not even gonna go there. But so that was a super cool moment. I didn't even know that. But shout out to Adam Silver and the rest of the NBA execs. You know what I'm saying, everybody who's involved who put that together. That was something special. All right, here we go. Oh boy, where you at, dog? That boy got a background. That's tough. I like that. That's a little.
Something smooth, man. Something smooth, man.
You play the piano?
Nah.
No instruments at all?
Nah, no sir.
You strike me as a saxophone player.
Nah, no saxophone, man. Nah.
For
I ain't
sure.
gonna lie though, they running it up though, man. What's going on, everybody, man? Y'all got us at 506, man. Y'all going crazy on X, man. Mine is 367. You up to 139, man. Shout out to y'all, man, for the hoop coverage, man. We know the NBA draft second round going on right now, man. But much love. I've never seen it go that fast in the first couple of minutes, man. So shout out to y'all, man. We got the jam-packed show for y'all.
Jam-packed show for y'all, man. I got the NBA. Have they started this? It is live. Okay, the Timberwolves are on the clock. The Timberwolves do they need a point? What do they need? They need a. No, they don't. I like Mike Conley. They don't really need a point. They need
Rob too.
They got Rob. Rob. We gotta see how Rob develops. First year he wasn't ready. But yeah, they could use They could just use another score, I guess. Another another wing, a wing or a point guard. I think wing or point guard. But We won't hold them up, man. We'll hop right into it. I'm already talking about the NBA draft. I was talking about the Hawks. We'll get back to that, man. We gotta start with the star, man. The star of Georgia right now, man. The peach, if you will, of Georgia. Ace Bailey, man. To see him go across the stage, man. It was surreal. You know what I'm saying? Just when you cover the kids, man, you kind of get like, you know where they're going. But when you see him get up there, it's like, damn, that's tough. So for you, man, when you found out, because we didn't really know where he was going, right? It was a lot of, they hit him over the head with some bad pub, and he's going to the Jazz, teaming up with Isaiah Carter, nice hometown connection. But when you saw him go into the Jazz, what was your initial reaction?
Surprising because he didn't want to go there. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you could see the uneasiness a little bit in the post game press conference as well. You know what I'm saying with it. So teams he didn't want to go to was obviously Utah and obviously Charlotte. So Danny Ainge was like, "Hey, I'm not stunned what you're saying. I'm still gonna pick you." What I can say is Danny Ainge knows how to put together a team.
Yes, he does.
You know what I'm saying? So he knows how to make sure all the consummate parts is in there and it can win. And I don't understand the notion like that Utah doesn't win. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a team that's had historic players. When you look at John Stockton's, the Karl Malones, you know what I'm saying? Them making NBA championships. No, they didn't win against Jordan, but getting there. Donovan Mitchell era, obviously with Rudy Gobert. So I mean, this is a team that when they have the weapons, they make nice runs.
Right.
It's not a moribund franchise. Like this is a franchise that usually does good stuff. They are in a rebuild, yes, but they got a lot of good talent. We'll talk about the other guy they drafted here in just a little bit. But I mean, first off, I'm happy for A's that he went early. Obviously able to get his munyon. We'll talk about more about what Paul George had to say here in a second as well. But it was a surreal moment. I mean, I think that's what matters at the end of the day. Surreal moment, all the hard work he put in to get
Yeah.
here, and now he was able to obviously realize that. So I think that's critical. I think that's huge for him. I think some of it is bad advice. As I said on my video, I think some of it is too. He's like, well, I've proven myself. Why do I got to go through all this extra stuff, these workouts and these meetings? Like my play speaks for itself. I just think he's one of those unique examples that I just want to hoop. I don't care about all that other stuff. I just love the game of basketball. Similar to KD, what I'm saying? KD's a little bit more media friendly, but I think he just has that mentality. Like, yeah, I just want to hoop. I don't care about all the rest of that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. The younger well, not as a whole, but the younger generation of hoopers coming in, they're more freer, for lack of better words. Not to say that they'll grow into it, you know what I mean? Because NBA is a business. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? He went up there and held himself well at the press conference, you know what I'm saying, post draft. You know what I mean? So yeah, hats off to Ace Bailey. Of course, I'm sure you're ready to bring it up. Paul George has something to say um, about his decision to not show up to any workouts.
Oh, I thought she was gonna pull up the post.
I
That's what I
thought
was
you.
waiting on.
I
I thought
got
she
you.
was gonna pull up the post.
I got you. I got you. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. Uh, 1 second. All right. Per Bleacher Report, I think no, it's per Paul's podcast. Sharing it right now, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all patience.
All workouts. Like he hasn't worked out for any team. If I'm Ace Bailey, I can't get mad if my stock drops. He's canceled all workouts. Like he hasn't worked out for any team.
Not one team?
No,
That's
he hasn't worked out for any
he's
team.
tripping.
I think they made a big deal because we were scheduled to work him out and he canceled the day up, but he hasn't worked out for any team.
Little
But
better.
you're not in a position to be making those demands. Make it to the league first.
Do you think that's him or the people around him?
That's for sure the people around
Gotta
him.
be, right?
For sure
Like-
the people around him. I don't think they're going about it the right way.
That again just seems bold.
That's a kid that's been paid in college, bro. I got money.
That's
I'll tell you where I want to go.
Yeah.
I got money now. This is a business. If I'm going to put my money behind you, I need to know that you're going to represent us well. It's almost me before the team, before he's on a team. He's not wrong for wanting to be a number one option. I'm with him all the way. the way of going about it is just not right.
That's heavy. That's heavy. So, but I'm gonna defer to you for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. I think, and if we play devil's advocate, it's a little bit of both. Like, as PG said, he got paid in college. Like, there's a big me era, what I'm saying? Obviously with not just hoopers, football players, whatever it may be, and that comes above the team when you paying them, especially you making a lot of money. And as he said, the NBA is different. It's a business. Like, you're not just representing college, you representing a whole brand, right? The NBA umbrella. You representing the team, and you're the face of that franchise. Like I said, he's held himself well off the court in terms of doing the stuff he's not supposed to do. Obviously, staying out of trouble. So that's not an issue. But like he said, you are representing the team, and I feel PG's like, well, pay your dues first before you start moving like that, which was what I said in my video. Play 3 to 4 years, then you can decide where you want to go. Like, that's how the NBA is. You can always demand a trade. More than likely, they're gonna honor the trade and let you go. Not necessarily let you go where you want, but they're gonna honor the trade and let you get up out of there if you don't see fit with them no more. So I definitely get where he's coming from. I think he brings some good points up. What I'm saying about it, and I do think it is a little bit of the circle and the people that's talking to him. What I'm saying, of what he should and shouldn't do. And like he said, it's different. When you get in the bag already, and you're like, but NBA money is different than NIL money. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Them two different things, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that max contract, the real goal, Bacon, is that max contract, right? It's not the first one. Get through the first one, produce, do what you're supposed to do. That second contract can give you generational wealth. That is what you should aim for and aim towards. So I think it's interesting to say the least, but I think PG brought up some real competent points.
Yeah, he definitely did. I mean, which the intriguing thing about this whole thing is that Sharif Cooper's dad, if I'm not mistaken, is representing him or was part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, his son has been through the process, got drafted by the Hawks, and I'm sure he did every workout. So, what was it in his process that made him feel like it was best for Ace not to do the workouts? I'm not sure if he talked to the media, but I know he definitely do the workouts from what Paul said. So that's interesting to me. But nonetheless, when you got a talent like Ace Bailey, man, he's gonna make it regardless. You know what I'm saying? He'd be a fool to Shador him. If you know what I'm saying, yeah, you'd be a fool to Shador him. You know what I'm saying? What he can bring to your team. I'm getting ready to bring up a clip now. Melo, I guess it's Carmelo Anthony's podcast. He had on Dylan Harper just talking about Ace's game and just how dynamic he is. So we had a chance to see him on multiple occasions go crazy, but he's going to talk about Ace creating off just 3 dribbles, and we saw him at the it was the Grayson New Year's Classic. He had like 30 off, like something crazy. What was like maybe 10 dribbles, probably less. But here's the clip.
Who's going to transit to the NBA?
I think his IQ very underrated. It's hard to get to his spots. Like, he get to his spot. They don't care if there's 2 people right there, 3 people right there. He gonna get to his spot and go shoot over you. A team gonna love him because like he coming with energy every day and will be like vocal point in the locker room, keep you guys together. That's gonna be him. Off the court, gonna be great. On the court, 3 or less dribbles. Like, I think he can score on anyone. Defense is everything. I mean, I think he gonna fit in wherever he goes.
Game wise, talent wise, skill wise, Ace fits that PG mold, that T-Mac mold. Ace reminds me of a young T-Mac back in Mount Zion, getting to his spots by any means. Only guys will understand that, get to your spot by any means necessary, is real, like, different players, one-on-one type of players, like kill mentality players, the T-Macs, the Colbs, myself, the KDs. I'm not comparing him to that, but like he fits that mold of a wing who's very explosive on the offensive end.
So there you have it, man. Like Melo said it best. And Dylan kind of cleaned Ace up. Great guy to have in your locker room. He's gonna bring the energy. It's gonna fight. You know what I'm saying, for his team. And that's what we all see. You know what I'm saying? Ace got that edge to him, got that killer mentality. Like, rubbing the wrong way, he might go for 35. We might see a couple 35-point games this season. I'm pretty sure we'll see that. And like Melo said, a guy that likes to get to his spots, knows how to get to his spots, and will elevate over you no matter if you have 3 or 4 guys around him. Like I say, he said later in that same segment, he may take some crazy shots, but he practices them. And as we saw, if you didn't see, he had to work out. He worked out with Giannis, and they kind of went through some things. So you know what I'm saying he'll be fine. He'll be fine for sure.
Leave it there.
All right, so the next topic, let's see. In your opinion, who do you think was the biggest winner of the draft, like team wise?
I'll go Utah and I go Atlanta.
Really,
Uh,
Atlanta.
yeah, I think Atlanta getting Asa Newell was big for them. I know they initially drafted Derek Queen, who they sent off in a trade to the Pelicans. Still don't know what the Pelicans are doing. I mean, not the Pelicans. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, them and the Suns, obviously. But they went obviously and got Jordan Poole, Derek Queen, got rid of McCollum, got Zion Williamson, I guess. But Atlanta, I think the way they're positioning themselves with these long wings that's going to be able to play. You still got Jalen Johnson, Zachary Ricochet. You know, you got some pieces in there. Onyeka Okongwu, still got Trey. You got some pieces in there, I think, that could supplement him very well. You know, and the East is wide open now, Bacon. It's not the situation where it's going to be hard to get in. We've seen it this year, the Pacers, right? We thought this year was going to be the Cavs. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks last year had a good run, so the East is wide open. I think Atlanta has really positioned themselves, to be a team that is, should be a top 16 come next year, and be able to compete in the postseason. And obviously, we've seen in the East when it's the postseason, anything can happen. We've seen anything can really happen. So I think that's obviously crucial. You know what I'm saying, to say the least. And my other team is Utah. Utah. Now we'll see what happens with Colin Sexton. There's been murmurs and rumors that they're going to trade him likely. You know, so what do they decide to do? There, and then obviously you have Walt Clayton Jr., who I think that's an excellent get for them. Now I know some people be like, well, why would they do that if they would have got Isaiah Collier? But you can never have too much depth. Who's to say Collier won't be a two and be able to score more, or they won't move Walt Clayton Jr. to the two so he can score. So you got two guys that can handle the basketball and also create off the dribble, not only for themselves but also for them teammates as well. So I think Utah really aced the draft. If Ace Bailey works out, obviously, and we get past this little stage, where it's at, you got another long wing you can add with a Laurie Markkinen in there, a Walker Kessler. Like you got some pieces in there that you could build around and be dangerous. Yes, the West is tough. Yes, it's going to be a grit and grind, but you got some pieces to be formidable in a not so far foreseeable future.
Nah, great point out by you. Great point out by you. Utah is an intriguing team. And the Hawks, man. I talked to, you know what I'm saying, talked to some people on the inside of the Atlanta Hawks. You know what I'm saying? They're 100% in on the Hawks. So I'm I have my doubts about the front office, but I've been saying for a long time the Hawks, probably for the last 5-6 years, I like the Hawks can be a 4 to 5 seed team. If everything goes well, I think this could be another year where they can put themselves in that position. With an interesting lineup, you look at the length, like Nas just alluded to. We saw OKC, we saw Indiana play swarming defense, a lot of young guys, and we talked about their length. The Hawks have the capability to run out a lineup that's six outside of Trey Young, is 6'6" and up, 6'6" to 7 foot. That's if you know what I'm saying. That's tough. Everybody can get up and down the court. Chris Porzingis, yes, has some injury history, but it can look nice when you get that product out there on the court. But the biggest team that won to me, I think you have to look at the Spurs, picking up Dylan Harper, and one more. But pairing him up with it's a loaded backcourt. Not Isaiah Collier, Stephon Castle, and De'Aaron Fox. Chris Paul, we'll
He's
see.
likely gone.
Likely gone. Okay, which makes sense. I thought they might keep it around to nurture the young guys, but bringing him in with Victor Wembanyama, Keldon Johnson. It's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic works with all those guards, but they are all high level guards. And that's very intriguing in a landscape of the NBA where you kind of see you see different things, different lineups of basketball coming in. So the game, I feel like, is changing and evolving once again before our very eyes. We just haven't picked it up yet. Let's see if I can find it. And Carter Bryant, another guy, I liked him. They put me on notice. I didn't know a lot about him, but the brother can shoot. The brother has high upside. Didn't have a lot of footprint on last year's season for the Wildcats, but they like him a lot. So I say the Spurs, and I'll say I think it's the Trailblazers. I like to pick up the young man from China. Let me see if I can find his name. It's like Wei, I know, Yang Haxon, Yang Hassan, I believe, traded to the Portland Trailblazers, originally drafted by the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, you know what I'm saying? You may not know who he is. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to take it from me. Look up his highlights. The Chinese version of Nikola Jokic. Brother was passing the ball. My guy told me about him. I was looking at his highlights. I said, boy, he out here bowling. But he's got a slow pace game, obviously big body, but he's going to be a name to keep in mind as the draft, as the season comes along. So that's my biggest winners of the draft. Now it's like the Hawks and the Jazz. I like the Spurs and the Trailblazers.
Also, shout out to VJ Edgecombe as well. I wanted to mention him with Philly. We'll see how everything pans out. We know they got Jared McCain. We know they got, obviously, Tyrese Maxey. Now they add VJ Edgecombe. Still got Paul George. He's been on the rumor mill a little bit about getting traded. And obviously, Embiid, if he can ever stay healthy, we know he's a perennial top 10 player and obviously all-star caliber, all NBA caliber of a player. So, I thought they did really good. And his story is phenomenal. Like, just not being able to have electricity, having to survive 7 years on generators. So
yeah,
that's what you want, and that's why I want to bring it up. That's what you want to come through your team. You want somebody with the hunger and the grit, not to be satisfied with what they're seeing. And he's going to be the guy that's like, nah, man, we need to come on, we need to work. Like, and I don't think you'll see any half butt out of him, 110% every time, man. And you're gonna see the hunger continuously every day from him. So I think that was a good gift for them as well.
nah, absolutely. The same way we see the Oklahoma City had that trio of Shea Gilgeous, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. I think that dynamic duo of him and Jared McCain, they're just as marketable, and they are going to be big time man in Philly. The good days are ahead for the brothers out there in Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. But and a lot of emotion last night too. That was good to see, man. That was very inspirational. But we got to talk about the number one pick in the draft. Excuse me, Cooper Flag. Kind of got Nico off the hot seat, right? You know what I'm saying? He said, in his words, the future favors the bold. So with this pick of Cooper Flag, Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving, Cooper Flag now, Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, you know what I'm saying? Does this kind of soften the blow? You know what I'm saying? Does this keep his job solidified, at least for the next 2-3 years?
No.
No?
No. It don't. In theory, it looks good, you know what I'm saying? And this is not a knock on Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag's phenomenal. But at the same time, this has to work. Remember what you gave up to get him. No, the Lakers didn't win the title. Yes, they got bounced the first round. Cool, we get it. Still concerns about Luka, but they were enamored with Luka. All right? He was a global superstar. So, does Cooper have them capabilities? Sure. And he's probably going to be measured against Luka for the time being with all the trades and everything, since he was the first guy they got. Cooper's special. Cooper's his own man. Cooper's his own player. But for Nico to get off that hot seat and off, they got to make a run to the championship again, right? And they probably got to win. Now, it doesn't have to be this year. That could be next year because it is a rookie. But how quickly will Cooper Flag be? Will he be ready opening night to be the starter? Can he sustain that success throughout the season? Can Anthony Davis stay healthy? Of course, we have to ask every year. When will Kyrie Irving be back? Torn ACL. Right?
Kyrie been hooping, bro. Like, he's been playing.
I understand. I'm just saying. He's been playing, but he still tore his stuff up.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like, how does that look? And the West is competitive. OKC ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Chet gonna get better. Jalen Williams gonna get better. They're gonna figure out more stuff. You know what I'm saying? Houston got better. I'm not saying they're gonna win the chip, but you bring in the KD, the all-time great scorer, to go along with, obviously Amen Thompson, the ascending star in the league. You just re-signed Fred VanVleet to a 2-year, $50 million deal. You know what I'm saying? You got Sagoon, who's one of the better bigs in the West.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State's going to come back. They said they're trying to make a play for Giannis Antetokounmpo. We'll see what happens there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot there. So we'll see. I mean, you got Ant-Man. You know they're not going to sit idle. He showed you what he could do with less. You know what I'm saying? Even without a superstar, he could still drag the team to the Western Conference Finals. So it's going to be expectations, and they're going to have to be able to meet them. Again, that doesn't all fall on Cooper, but they have to make progress. Is my biggest point.
Yeah. So are you doubting Cooper Flag's ability to be ready day one?
It's not a doubt. It's an unknown. How many guys have been drafted number 1 overall and have panned out? It's not everybody, twin. We still waiting on Zion Williamson. He was number 1 overall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've seen spurts. I'm talking to, you know what I'm referring to. I'm talking about a consistent player night in, night out. That's a lot to ask for a rookie coming in their first year. Even last year with Stephon Castle winning, he still had to get acclimated to it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have probably his best start in the first couple of games. He got to get used to this next level. You know what I'm saying? Go look at Isaiah Collier. I know he was drafted 30 overall. That was the number 1 player in the country at one point. Took him some time to get used to it. So that's what I'm saying. Cooper's great. Cooper's generational. But all I'm saying is people going to have an expectation all the way up here for Cooper. Cooper got to get used to it as well. This is another level. Not saying he can't handle it. He can. But let's see what he can do first in the first couple of games. I ain't saying he ain't going to be ready. But let's see first.
To play devil's advocate now, and I think will Cooper have his struggle moments? Yes, but Cooper Flag is not he's not 240. He's not Zion Williamson. He's not going to have a weight problem. He's very slender frame. He's very highly skilled. Isaiah Collier struggled with a jump shot. As we saw in the McDonald's All-American game, couldn't hit the free throws. Cooper Flag comes in, not sure of stats, but I'm sure it's got to be 40. I'll say, I'm not going to say 40, 50, 90 club, but I think Cooper Flag will come in, like they said last night. I expect Cooper to be 15 at least, 6 rebounds, 6 assists.
It's asking a lot.
Is it really though? 15 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists?
It's asking a lot, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull up this list for you, bro. Just to put it in context, the number 1 overall picks that we're talking about, right? Right, like Reece Shea, okay, he was from out of the country, right? How would you say a productive? You know, what I'm saying a pretty solid, yeah,
conversation.
Okay, but was he everything he was touted to be year 1? Probably not, right? When we look at Wembanyama, did some things that year 1. Really took that next step before the blood clots and everything.
20, 10, and 4 blocks.
All right, solid.
Right?
Paulo Banchero, it took him a little time to, you know what I'm saying, figure it out. But now we know what do you say?
Averaging 26 year 2.
Right. But again, look at year 1 though. This is what I'm saying. People got to taper the expectations a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Edwards had moments, but he was not good that year 1. We know he's a superstar now, yes, but it took him time. Zion, the jury is still out. The jury is still out on Zion. You know what I'm saying? The jury is still out. DeAndre Ayton, he's a role player. Okay, he's not 1 overall pick now. Role player.
Markelle Fultz.
Okay, Markelle Fultz. Some are saying he's the worst draft pick, worst number 1 overall draft pick in the last decade plus.
Yeah.
Just saying. Look who's next. Ben Simmons. He's getting compared to LeBron. He's supposed to come in and can he find a team? Can he stay on the team?
You got a bona fide 3 players right now. Bona fide 3.
What team he on now, Bacon?
He's still on? He's on the where is he?
He's on the Clippers.
That's right.
Did they renew him though? He might be a free agent. Okay, number 1 overall pick we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns. Okay, I mean solid player. You know what I'm saying? Number 1 overall pick, obviously. Would you say he's panned out?
I would say he's panned out. Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going till we get to about Kyrie. Okay. Andrew Wiggins. number 1 overall pick, did win the title, was a good contributor on a championship winning team as a number 2 option, right? But to be the number 1 overall pick, I still wouldn't say he's lived up to the billing. He's had a solid career, but not from when he was coming out. He's supposed to be the number 1 option on the team. We never seen that. We'll never see it. All right. Anthony Bennett, we know the rest. Bacon, bust.
Okay? He's a bust.
He's a bust. Anthony Davis, future Hall of Famer, he's panned out. All right. Solid. Kyrie Irving, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, Cleveland. We see what he's been able to do. He's panned out, right?
Didn't play a game. Play like 2 games on the collegiate level too. This, you know what I'm saying? This is
yeah, exactly. Making 2 games on the collegiate level. He's panned out. So I just bring all that up to show you that everybody will have all these high expectations for Cooper. That's cool, but remember, he is a rookie. It takes time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said taper the expectations just a little bit, He still got Kyrie. He still got AD. You know what I'm saying? And them boys, they're gonna have to touch the ball a lot. That's all I'm saying.
Is he your favorite for Rookie of the Year? Early favorite. If not, who? Need the list?
I go VJ.
I
like VJ. I think he can make some noise and surprise some folks with the stick because Sixers going to be down here. They're going to fly under the radar. Nobody going to be taking them serious because everything that happened last year. So I would put him there. Mavs, we'll see. Hard to say for me right now that he would be. I would say Harper, but I got to see how that all fits. So I'm not gonna put him in there. I wouldn't be surprised if Ace can find a role. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if he has a solid, year one, obviously with the program and the team. Those would be some of my probably my picks.
Yeah, I like that. I like that BJ pick. I like that BJ pick. It's so many to choose from for me. I like Khan Kadupa's presentation last night. He won me over a little more than he already has, but that was a good segment. So we like Cooper. Pump the brakes. I think it'll be we both think it'll be fine, but 15-66. I'm gonna stick with it. But the next one, did the Hawks make the right moves trading down? I think we've already answered it. We think so. Though it's some big names we could have snagged up. I know this class is deep. This class is expected to be just as deep, if not deeper. We solidify. Looks like a upper echelon of the lottery next year, 2026, tied to the Bucks and the Pelicans. Like I said, I like Ace Newell. Gonna be a G League guy to start the season. I mean, I'm neutral. I'm content as a Hawks fan right now. Though Naj, you have an outside perspective, not being a Hawks fan. What do you think? You don't like it?
No, I'm just not a Hawks fan at all. No.
You
know what I'm saying? No. I mean, to get back to that just real quick, yeah. Like I think your GM's doing a good job. I think he's. I think you will see this year he's turned around this team. You know, and I think the Hawks surprise some folks with what they're going to be able to do in 2025. So, solid pick. Worst case, he develops in G League for a year, comes up next year, he's ready to go. You already got wings that are superb now. You know what I'm saying? So a couple more pieces in there. You got a big man that can shoot the basketball, also can defend at a high level when he's healthy. The question with Porzingis is health. But those moves there shows you that the Hawks are trying to position themselves to be back in the East. They see it's up for grabs, right? We see what Indiana did. Some make the argument, hey, they could have probably beat OKC if Halliburton didn't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? They had a championship on their hands. Will it be hard to get back? Yes. But then you can see like the East can hang and make some noise. So I think that the GM sees that, and that's why he's making these power moves.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Ansi Saleh, man. He's doing some things. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of money on the books. Projected to go out there and get some other big splashes in the free agency market. It's going to be interesting to see who they bring in, right? So far, like I said, I'm content. High expectations. Top 4, top 5 in the East. That's very doable. Let's get some excitement in Atlanta, man. I love seeing the celebrities courtside, but we want to fill that stadium up for wins, man. Not just for playing bragging rights. So
100%. I do want to get your point real quick on the Pelicans, man. He got the comparison, from Stephen A. Jeremiah Fears, who I think is really good. He got a Kyrie Irving comparison from Stephen A. What's your thoughts on that?
Jeremiah Fears is electric. I will not if Steven is, you know what I'm saying, I've known Jeremiah to be a good player. I haven't watched him enough to say Kyrie Irving, but Stephen, they don't. You know what I'm saying? He has good comparisons. He's not gonna just come out and make outlandish statements. So for him to come out and say that, speak highly of Jeremiah, I'll co-sign it. I'll co-sign without even seeing it. He got that. He got that credibility. I did see that though. I appreciate you bringing that up. Let's see. Are the Spurs the most interesting team in the NBA after the draft? Like you said, you don't really know. You want to see how it pans out.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see how that fits. I think they got some good bigs. Just somebody's gonna have to be a shooter. Whether that's, I don't know, if Dylan Harper coming in, or if that's Stephon Castle or Fox. Like, somebody's gonna have to be able to catch and shoot at a high level, and kind of let me tell, because Victor's gonna probably dominate a lot of the touches. So I just want to see how all that fits together in the offense.
100%. Do we want to touch more on the draft? If not, that's kind of everything. I don't want to overload them. Actually, what was your? Just give me two. Give me two players that you feel like are slept on. You know what I'm saying?
I like Lion McNeely from UConn, played for obviously Coach Hurley.
Yeah.
I still don't know what Phoenix is doing, but getting him, I think was obviously a really good get for them. Can't wait to see what he brings as a big for them. I just don't know, them getting, trading for Mark Williams, giving up a first round pick to what Stephen A was saying, if that makes the most sense. So, but that's a guy that's really slept on. I think. I mean, also I told you Walt Clayton Jr. to the Jazz. I think is another one. Just his big shot ability to play in big games. He can space the floor. He's going to be a guy I think underrated that should be able to make some noise. This upcoming season. And then obviously the guy that got drafted by the Trailblazers, the center. A lot of people going to look at him underrated, but he could be a guy in the next couple of years with his ability to defend and then finish around the rim. He can add a jump shot to it. He could be dangerous.
Nah, especially the team up with Donovan Clingan. I'm gonna go Cedric Howard to the Grizzlies. I mean,
Trey, that's it.
Trade.
Trey Johnson. I forgot to mention him.
Yeah. He's going to Washington too. So Washington seems like they're they're trying to turn things around, man.
Yeah, it seems like they are. I wanted to mention him. His ability. I mean, you get rid of Jordan Poole. You got some. I mean, it's just different, Bacon, when you got that hunger. Like, you ain't been in the league. Poole got paid. You know what I'm saying? He good. Like, that hunger when you come in as a rookie is different compared to you getting your bag, and Trey gonna be hungry. So that's how to say he's gonna be the number one option. We'll have Chris Middleton there with him. We'll have I think was it Marcus Smart, but should be a really good piece to fit alongside. Obviously, you got Sarr in there too. I'm not saying they're gonna make the playoffs, but they should be more competitive this year. You know what I'm saying? And you never know. Nobody thought Detroit was gonna make the playoffs this year, and they gave the Knicks some stuff. You know what I'm saying, in that round one. So you just never know.
I agree, brother. That's a great point out by you again, man. It'd be good to see the old Washington Bullets, Washington Wizards of today. Kind of right the shit, man. They haven't had any buzz since really John Wall, and before then, who knows how long. But they got a nice young nucleus out there. But I do want to shout out Cedric Howard again. You know what I'm saying, D3 player, ladies and gentlemen. All the kids is watching. You can be a D3 player. You can be an NAIA, even on the football level. We're talking basketball here. But you put in that time, put in that work, you can get there. Made it all the way up to the P4 level, playing out what was the Pac. I think they still are the Pac-12. Washington State got a solidified, committed sign to the Duke Blue Devils. Put his name in the NBA draft. It's like, yeah, you good enough. Come on, you're a first rounder, brother. So it's slid the Blue Devils to the side and went up there and shook Adam Silver's hand, and now his dreams have come true. So let that be inspiration to you. This is the Justice and News podcast. We will not only come on here and tell you stories, but we inspire you to be great in your life, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to transition into high school basketball, man. National, we went to Lake Point and we watched the Georgia Basketball Coaches Association live period. And what I'm saying, we got to talk about. Hopefully, we got a couple of Tech fans in here. We got to witness Breland Craft, player for and coach started mine, and earned his offer from Georgia Tech. I think the same day he earned an offer from Auburn. But Naj, you were courtside just like I was. Just what did you like about his game? What was the most dynamic thing you saw from him?
Then he got Florida State too. Uh, but similar. I mean, what they getting in Chatfield? You know what I'm saying? A guy that can just be a virtuoso point guard. He can run the offense. Don't have to be scoring at a high level. Can slow things down. Control pace and tempo. Knows how to push the basketball. Right. Can handle and set up his teammates. Can create his own shot. Very fluid game. So I think when you look and break him down, he's only 2028. He's young,
Yes.
man. We've known about Breland since last year. Breland's gotten taller. Breland's gotten faster. Breland's gotten stronger, right? And he just looks more comfortable in that offense. And he's probably going to be tasked with running it this year. You know what I'm saying? Him along with the Hayden Clay, you know what I'm saying? Obviously with Bentley being in there, Louis Scano, like, you know what I'm saying? He looked real good. I thought he handled himself well against Tri-Cities, and it was never a moment he was sped up. You know what I'm saying? Always in full control, being able to throttle in, throttle out, throttle it down. I think Breland has a very, very good game, and you know what I'm saying, very smooth, knows what he wants to do. I think that's why Stoudemire gave him the offer.
Nah, I agree. He's definitely wise beyond his years. It looked like he's comfortable. I don't remember him passing the ball as elite as he is now. He had multiple passes, full court passes, half court passes. Okay, we got a little comment here. Buzz Rocket, Tech fan here. Who are the shooters that they could target in this class? So we mean 2026 class, or you talking about 2028 for Breland? Let me know. We can definitely get that insight for you, brother. I'll bring out the class right now. But again, Braylon just super polished beyond his years, man. You know what I'm saying? He could, if he had the body, and you know what I'm saying, it looks like he's like 6'1", 6'2" ish. You know what I'm saying? So fairly impressive to see him play in person. I'm on Google now, so if I missed a comment, definitely read it out for me, please. And it looked like I was going back editing Trey Keith's clips. It looked like him and Braylon kind of chopping it up, or kind of talking back and forth, because Trey kind of ran to the back of him like, yeah, I'm here. I know you're youngest in charge right now, but I'm cooking you. I'm giving you this work right now in front of these coaches. So
I like to do that too. And
Yeah.
and Trey Keith can hoop. Like when you look at the 2027 class, he can hoop, and he was doing damage. And he probably wasn't necessarily 100%, but Trey is him. You know, Trey is him, and he balled. And you love to see 2027, 2028 go at it, and Breland ain't back down. So I think I was most impressed with him. To answer your question, man, who are the shooters? They should target. I really like the kid Coben Landry. I don't know how aggressive they're going to be with him. He's a top prospect. You know what I'm saying? But what you look at what they've offered so far, and I'll pull up the share screen so you can see it with his Buzz Rocket. This is what they have currently right now with their offers, right? Adam Adumovic, I might be saying his name wrong. Adam O, forgive me. Down at OTE, but like I said, Landrew, that's not that far out there in Marietta playing for Wheeler. Outstanding player. He's actually at a camp right now, and he's doing this thing. It was only high schooler there, and already creating buzz amongst scouts. You know what I'm saying? He's an outstanding guy. You got Manny Green. I don't know the likelihood of you landing him, but that would be crucial as well. Jalen Wingfield looks bigger, faster, and stronger. We got me and Bacon got a chance to see him, and he took us away. Obviously, but shooter. I mean, Marcus Gillespie, man, that's a guy that Bacon's had on his platform and his channel. 6'4" guard, long, athletic, that they should target. They should go after in terms of shooting the basketball. He's only improved, each year, every time he's been at the helm, as well. And then I would go Devin Hutcherson as well, another guy that I think would be really good for them, and a guy that could really come in and help out this class. So those are a couple, just in-state prospects, that they should target. But like I said, still very early, my guy, because they're going through this GBC live period. Live period was last week. It's going to be more coaches this upcoming week, with it obviously being the Southeast. They're going to have visits and stuff. So it's this class still getting churned out. You know what I'm saying? But those are some guys in state they should definitely look at.
State of Georgia is always loaded, hoping that the Jackets can keep some of these elite talent, these elite guys staying in state on a regular basis. I think it's on the way, man. You know, so they're hitting it hard. You know, what I'm saying in these kids' faces, starting early like Brilliant Crafts, 2028. I think we're going to see that trend, man. I think they've already beaten out Georgia for keeping the most in-state guys at Georgia Tech. So if you could do that, just like Coach Key doing the football end, trying to win those in-state rivalry in terms of recruiting battles, I think you check that box off with Coach Stoudemire. And you know what I'm saying this year should be a lighter season on the eyes for you, my friend. We should get some momentum. You know what I'm saying in the McCamish for sure. So appreciate you tuning in, brother, and appreciate your comments, and definitely stay tapped in on the Just Citizen News podcast, my friend. So yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. To just kind of parlay his point. Yeah, Bacon nailed it on the head, man. They do an outstanding job. Like I said, Damon Stoudemire is an elite recruiter. I can't say that enough, and that's because he goes and he shows up. This man was in Portland for a USA, I think U19 camp he's doing, or just the practice he's doing with the kids, and still came back to GBCA Live Period to see the next upcoming talent. So he does an outstanding job of being there, and that's why he's landing these top guys, man. It's just seeing it on the court. But if y'all still here, Tech fans, I did want to share this, Bacon. We got some numbers. You know, I know this is college, but I did want to bring this up real quick since we're on the Tech topic. But here are the newcomers. Obviously, the numbers we're going to wear this season. I thought this was pretty cool, Bacon. Eric Chatfield has number 2. Mohamed Silla, number 6. Cole Kulrock at 8. You got Cam Kraft with 12. You got Lamar Washington with 1. Peyton Marshall, 5. Chaz Kelly with 7. Davi Remagen from Germany with 10. Brandon Stores with number 23. And Bacon, I'll let you do the honors on the last one. You know him very well.
You know, Kai got big old, man. Yes, high school number. Eric got his high school number. Pay Marshall back to his high school number. Brandon Stores high school number. I'm sure a lot of these guys went and got their high school number. I think Silla was 6 at Bella Vista as well. Can't remember Cole. Cole was 23, but that was his AAU number at Atlantic Express. I can't remember his OTE number, but yeah, man, I appreciate you bringing this up. This is it's real now, right? It feel like it's already October for sure. But it's gonna be an exciting class for sure. I'm really kind of more. I'm excited to see everybody, but it's the transfer in. I can't remember his name. He was number 12. He played for the Mean Streets in the AAU tournament. Cam Kraft.
Cam Kraft got 12. Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he's gonna do. He's gonna be a killer for sure. He's gonna be a killer. That's the name to watch. Keep in mind, Take fan. But who else? I know Hayden Clay was a big one for you, and you got to watch Pace Academy play Milton. That's a big one. Milton got the win, so I want to get your expertise on how that played out.
I didn't see all of that one. I only seen like the first half, but yeah, Milton got some young thoroughbreds, man. They got some guys that can play. That's going to step up with Josh Dixon obviously leaving and no longer being there. But there's several guys on the Milton roster that I want to talk about. Give me one second. I put it in my notes. Let me. Pierce Storm, 6'2" guard, 2028 class, young but a great touch, very effective, very efficient. Already looks like he's going to be a knockdown shooter for them. Moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be a guy to continue to watch. Then the other guy was AJ, long wing athletic player. He was doing his thing, had a phenomenal showing. He's going to be a guy to continue to watch as well, what he's doing on the court. And then I want to shout out a game we saw, Kevin White. I think he was there for a little bit before you went to obviously the Decatur game, but he played for Gainesville, 5'10", scrappy guard. Like he going up against Justin Wise, and he's 6'3", nearly 6'4", and guarding him full court up and down. Just a guy that slept on, but really physical, good two-way player, can get to the cup, create offense. I thought he had a very, very strong showing, obviously in there. Hayden Clay was another one, dropped 21 points against Tri-Cities. Not the only time he's been able to cook up, in these tournaments. He also did some things at the Relentless Hoop summer circuit. Obviously balled out there. So, I mean, they got some guys, all over that really had strong performances. I also got to give a shout out to Bobby Bugs, Dutchtown. We seen them when they played earlier. He had a really productive outing. Really good dribble off the bounce. can get to the certain spots on the floor. Nice handle, doesn't turn over the ball, runs the offense pretty smoothly. I thought he was another standout. And then I'm gonna go Jordan Green. We try to get him on the show. Bacon, fingers crossed. I'm trying to get him on the show next week for Thursday. You know what I'm saying? But he was outstanding for Newton. I mean, not just dunking the ball, but was able to shoot, knock down corner shots from 3-point range. Several guys was able to come in and contribute. And Jordan Green really caught my eye. Newton going to have some really good players, man, yet again, and they should be able to make some noise.
Nah, definitely. Yeah, Milton was. Yeah, Green was. He caught my eye. This way his frame like was 6'4", 6. He probably 6'4", 6'5", probably 6'4". But you know what I'm saying, smooth shooter of the basketball, man. Capable defender. He caught my eye for sure. I'm trying to get the name of number 33 for Tri-Cities. An excellent offensive rebounder, like he plays for Team Huncho during the AAU season. But he caught my eye. Not a guy that really lit the scoreboard up in terms of scoring, but you talking about being in the trenches, especially playing against Pace Academy, going up against and we're playing 2020 is 2029 Bentley Luceno. Him and Hayden Clay was athletic. So and him coming down getting rebounds, man. That's something to keep in mind for Tri-Cities going into this season. But Tobias Brinkley, I didn't even know he was a 4-star. Last year he plays for Decatur High School. He missed last season due to, I believe, a lower extremity injury. But kid's a monster, man. He's already a 4-star, but you're gonna see him, fans in the media, probably some big time media. I'm saying, should see him on Relentless Hoops. You definitely see him on Naj's platform, my platform, Bacon Network. You might even catch him on Slam. He's that good. I'm excited about Scylla and Marshall. Yes, sir. Definitely. That those two are going to be game changers. It's going to be interesting to see how they kind of mesh. Payne is more a bruiser, and Scylla's is a rim protecting, floor running. You know what I'm saying? Athletic freak. You know what I'm saying? From where's he from? He's from Africa. I can't remember exactly where. But yeah, man, that's going to be a league combination to watch for sure. Appreciate that comment. But yeah, Tobias Blink is going to be a big guy. Pops Dudson, got to see him elite. Got to see him in action. Go ahead. But I seen that reaction. I can't hold back from what you got to say. What's up?
Dog, that game winner, man. You talk about a guy just did not have a good first half. Let me put that on the record. Did not have a good first half, but second half just took over, was cooking, and you can see the potential with him, man, and where his game is taking that next jump, and just to not have any worries going up against Newton. They win the game. Newton should have won the game, but when you got that guy, you got that player that can take it home for you. That's what Dunston did, man. Shout out to him, man. Outstanding performance in a game winner to leave GBC live period on Saturday. Outstanding performance.
Outstanding performance. I believe he's still the overall leading scorer at the Adidas circuit playing for the Atlanta Celtics. We may have to try to get him on the show. I can't make any promises. We do have we do follow each other, so you know what I'm saying. With us away. If the door's cracked, best believe Bacon will put his foot through it and kick it open. But another player,
Senegal, Bacon.
Hey, this guy's fine. He knows his stuff. Shout out to you, brother.
Yeah, first Georgia Tech basketball fan. That's tapped in, man.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see, you know what I'm saying, some love outside of just Bobby died, brother. So you know what I'm saying, thank you for tuning in once again, brother. You got a special place in my heart for sure. Lamarian L.A. Lewis, Wheeler High School 2026 guards, another name to know. Another guy that's not really going to light the scoreboard up in terms of creating out the dribble a lot, but he can run the floor and he knows how to use his body to get buckets. A prototypical Wheeler point guard, right? Somebody who can. He's like I don't want to come out the wrong way, but a smaller Isaiah Carter, right? Work on the jump shot, but just knows how to get a bucket by using his body. He's going to get downhill, finish at the rim, and draw fouls. So definitely somebody to keep in mind, man. I think he's going to have a big season. He's got a lot of write-ups so far. But I don't have anybody else to my knowledge. Outside Jalen, I think it's JB. We call him JB from Noonan. Jalen Brown made a lot of the list. Scored 21. I think he's one of the top scorers at the live period on Saturday. JB can score, man. JB can go, can shoot the ball, can be draw the dribble. He's just a hooper, man. He's just a natural born hooper. I also shout out, I believe it's David Askew, East Coweta, a guy I've been hiring for some time. He's just got that grit to him, man. Last year was an underclassman. You know what I'm saying? And Coach Maxwell was like, yeah, he's a dog, man. He gets everybody going. You know what I'm saying? When there's an altercation going on the court, he's on the court with his team. He's the first one there. He de-escalates everything. That's definitely somebody you got to have on your team. He's definitely a name to watch as he enters into, I believe, his junior year, which is going to be a big year for him. And I believe it's going to be a big one for him. Who do y'all like in the state for 2027s as up and comers? I knew there was a reason I kept this tab open. Let me share my screen real quick.
Well, I know a name why he brings that up. I like this kid. His name's Zachariah Patterson. As you know, Wheeler lost some guys. I believe Coda Settle transferred to SoCal and Cali. But definitely Patterson, man, he's 6'9", long. You know, game's not polished just yet, but he's a forward center, really good rim protector, finish around the rim. Some things he got to, clean up and continue to work on. But that would be my first one, I would say.
What team?
Zachariah Preston. He plays for Wheeler.
Okay. Good call.
Yeah. That's like an up-and-comer that a lot of people don't know about.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Nasir, we saw Nasir in the building. Probably should have, got some information, but we let him live. Nasir Anderson is definitely one to watch. I'm sure you've heard that name by now. Buzz Rocket 1. Kid's been taking off. Is at the USA juniors game. Played overseas, I think, for Adidas Game Elite. It's like a smaller version of Anthony Edwards. Jarvis Hayes Jr., another guy, just got to take offer. Kevin Savage is a monster, is a problem. Chase Lumpkin, and these are all in-state guys, my friend. Who will stay in state out of these three? I don't know. I would Kevin Savage maybe. Jarvis Hayes Jr.
That's who I would go for.
Kevin?
No.
Jarvis. Who? Jarvis?
If I'm Coach Stoudemire and I'm a Yellow Jackets, I'm going for Jarvis. Jarvis is instant impact, prolific scorer, nice feel of the game. Dad used to play in the NBA. Dad coaches at Georgia State. Pops ain't got to leave to come see. Got to go down the street. That is who I would get. If Jarvis is interested in the Jackets and Coach Stoudemire can pull it off, that is who I would go after of this class. Nas going to be tougher. Nas going to probably go to a blue blood. Let's keep it a buck. But that's Kentucky, Kansas, Arkansas, Duke, North Carolina. Like, the likelihood of them keeping them there, I don't see it. But Jarvis, that's who I would go after in this class.
His pops played at UGA. So
it's true.
So that's gonna be something to watch. I honestly could see Nas going to UGA, bro.
I don't know.
We'll see. I don't know, but I can see it.
Mason Montgomery's another one. That's another up and comer. I mean, he's known, if you follow the sport, but if you don't know about him, 2027, really strong game. Reminds me a little bit, plays a little similar to Brandon Stores a little bit. That's going to be coming in. Real good flow, get to his spots, rise up, shoot over you. Good and willing defender. Another really good guy as well.
I like that. And he's got good size as well, 6'7", 195. That's solid. So information on Baba. Baba is the number one player in 2027. It's Coach Stoudemire has made an in-home visit. I'm not sure why that information hasn't been publicized more, but obviously Coach Stoudemire is very high on this young man, being the number one player. You see right here, number one player nationally, number one player position, and in the state. In Maryland, I believe I saw that he's transferring to a out of his high school. I read that. I'll get more information on that probably in the next show. Paul Siri, well, he's performed well tonight at EYBL circuit, but that's pretty much a lot of really good information on the 2027 class. But again, we appreciate you. Keep hitting us in the comments, brother, for sure.
Yes. And if you're not subscribed, man, please like and comment. And please, well, you've been commenting, but please subscribe, brother. We live every Thursday at 8 with Hoops, man. We're trying to grow it. Our football one's good. I'm not gonna lie. Our football pod is good. We get the numbers, on Mondays, man. We have people comment and tune in, regardless. So football's good. We trying to get the hoops there. It's a process, but Bacon's a basketball savant, man, more than me. I've always known
I'm
hoops.
for you.
You know what I'm saying? I've always known hoops, but he's kind of more plugged in than me. But we both trying to get our foot in there. Like I said, it's tough because we in the football realm as well. Football and basketball kind of simultaneously kind of go. So it'd be tough, but we love and we appreciate you just tuning in, man, showing love for real.
I'm saying, get a friend, tell a friend. Like, comment, share, subscribe. 4 things, brother. We appreciate you again. Thanks in advance.
Start.
Let's see, top games, best performance we saw. We covered that. So if you don't have any more guys from this weekend, we're gonna hop right to college basketball, my friend.
It's all good with me.
All right. So we're gonna start. Well, Kansas has been hot, man. So we've been covering the NC State Paul Mabia, if I'm saying his name correctly. Per Joe Tipton, he decommitted from NC State a while back, and now he is committed to Kansas. Is a freak athlete, brother. You know what I'm saying? 6'11", 260, 20 years old, 7'7" wingspan. He's a grown man down there. I think it's gonna be a lottery pick. We look at his highlights, but he looks like Clint Capella. You know what I'm saying? Off the muscle. But so he's gonna run the floor. I think he's more skilled than what I'm giving him credit for, from what I remember. But he's gonna be a game changer. Like I said, Kansas has been in the news, and they just picked up another gem, Cole Rosario. I did an interview with him on the Bacon Network platform. Why is it not loaded? Oh no. But Cole Rosario, top 30. A little bit about his story was, I think he was unranked. Then he got ranked. It was top 100. I'm not sure if it took it down, but was unranked. You know what I'm saying? Now it was top 100, and played his tail off, playing with Team CP3. You know what I'm saying? Talked to his pops, like, yeah, man, my son's underrated. I feel like he's top 30, and ironically, he's top 30. So shout out to Cole, man. This is another underrated, like I said at the beginning, another underrated gift for them. A guy who's got a simple game, but it's kind of like Con Canuple. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not as off the dribble like Con, but Cole is he's a guy who's very athletic, just knows how to score, is going to do all the little things, and you know what I'm saying, dunk, shoot the ball at a good clip. Okay, another Jayhawk. Oh, Bryson Tiller. That's right. Bryson Tiller is a Kansas Jayhawk as well, committed last year. So Kansas in store for something special coming down the pipeline. And I think they got another. They had another visit on the way. So Kansas is big time. Stay in tune with the Kansas Jayhawks. So brother, I got to get your opinion. I don't want to just gloss over you. Another comment from Buzz. Go ahead, Naj. I'll let you read it.
Yes, sir. Do you think that NIL is going to be a factor for these top in-state guys? I'm subscribed, by the way. Appreciate that, brother. It means a lot, man. Thank you, brother. Please tell a friend and tell a friend. All right, man. But yes, certainly it is, man. That's going to play a factor. This is why you have these funds that Georgia Tech's doing, and I'm sure you know, brother. I know you plugged in with Georgia Tech. You know that they got this START fund and people are donating. You know what I'm saying, and things like that. And you see the new facilities that they're building and the upgrades, not just the football, but all the athletic facilities. That was the vision. We know J Bat ended up leaving, obviously, from Michigan State, but we know what the vision has been. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to play a factor. But the good thing is, and I will say this, is you got the revenue share. Okay. So a lot of it's going to be allocated to football, and rightfully so. But there is going to be a portion allocated to basketball, right? Remember, I think it's about 20 million. 13 to 15 will go obviously to football. We'll see how much, probably about 3 to 5, maybe to basketball, or 1 to 3 to basketball, and then obviously the rest of their sports. So they're going to have a fund in there, along with obviously the NIL fund that they got, and also with the revenue share, which is going to be starting obviously this upcoming season, where they're going to be able to, allure recruits and all that stuff like that. And there's going to be certain guys that Coach Stoudemire is going to recruit at a high level and wants to bring in. You know what I'm saying? But definitely that is going to be a factor. But I think Georgia Tech is well positioned, in order to do that with the revenue share in there. the NIL, how fanatic of fans that Georgia Tech has, and they just want their program to be back to where it was in both sports. Georgia Tech has always been a really good program in football, and they've also been a pretty good program in basketball. You go back to the 90s, right before I was born, they had really good basketball teams, also teams that made the NCAA tournament and made deep runs. I'm sure you know all about that. So they want to get back to that level, and I'm sure they will, to say the least. But Bacon, back to your point, obviously about Cole Rosario. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they recruited at a high level. It's Kansas, bro. This is a blue blood. I mean, this is Bill Self. Like this ain't no surprise, man. But yeah, to land Cole Rosario, love to see that he's blown up, and seeing Coach Self, take a chance on him. And it speaks to the platform that OTE is. OTE is one of the better platforms for these players to get noticed. How did he get noticed? Like obviously going on the circuit, playing in the OTE games, and then this summer circuit as well, playing overseas. Things like that. It blew him up. And that's it. All you need is a certain amount of clipping, similar to what Nas did. Nas played on these circuits, balled out, but had everybody in the woodwork, switch culture. Anybody you can think of that's in the hoop scene was putting that boy out there, and that's how he got out there. So I'm happy for Cole, but this is an elite class. Like they're already putting it together, and they're gonna have guys who contribute. So no surprise, man. You're a blue blood for a reason, and if you build self, you're knocking it out the park.
Yeah, I agree. And also, Cole he solidified his name when he dropped 30 against the Boozer Twins. Man, he dropped 30 against the Boozer Twins at their height. That's gonna put you on the map. Not to mention Eli Ellis being strategic. I'm saying that the king of the court battle. You know what I'm saying? It was something. He kind of deferred to Cole, gave him the light, man. So that just lets you know what type of person Eli Ellis and Ellis family is. So I want to add that inside as well. But we just talked about Coleman Landrew. Is scheduled for an old visit to Purdue. You know what I'm saying? Naj knows a fellow Georgian is out there right now. I believe Jakari Harris is out there as well. So you know what I'm saying? That's the information that is news. You know what I'm saying, for you, brother. You know what I'm saying, following the in-state scene. So Kobe Landrew catches some momentum. I think he's fresh off a OB to Auburn as well, like last week. So it's gonna be interesting to see where he lands. Also in news, the number one shooting guard in class of 2026, Ikenna Aluzi, is down to 8 schools. Let me see if I can find on Joe's page. I got the wrong link. Real quick. Oh, here we go. Top 8. His top 8 includes Alabama, Kentucky, Gonzaga, Louisville, Houston, Kansas, Arizona, and Washington. He's already from Arizona. Like I said, I have no insight on his recruitment. I really don't know where he's going to go. We know Coach Mark Pope has been heavy on the recruiting trail. Just had Caleb McKinney in over to OTE product. The Zags, they got a good program. Louisville is trying to do some things. Got Michael Brown, 2025 class. I believe he's top 3 guard, and a lot of people point guard in his class, might be top 2. We love what Coach Sampson is doing in Houston. We just talked about Coach Bill Self, but as of right now, as we were saying with Coach Calipari, Coach Bill Self, Coach Sampson, who do you feel is the best X's and O's, or best overall coach in college basketball today?
That's hard, man. Yeah, that's difficult to say the least. I mean, Calipari did a really good job this year. A turnaround that Arkansas program. Mark Pope, I like what he did with Kentucky this year. Still got to see though. John Shire, I think if they make the adjustments in them games, they win. I'm seeing a national championship. Still got the jury out on him. Hubie Brown still trying to figure some things out. Will Wade at NC State's a really good coach. Todd Golden obviously was really good this year with Florida, but can you follow that up with all your talent leaving? You brought in some obviously new talent as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can't forget about Bill Self and what he's able to do with Kansas and having them as a contender. Kevin Sampson, obviously out there in Houston, is doing a really good job. Didn't win the championship, but played great. I still give it to Dan Hurley. I still would go Dan Hurley currently as it is right now till I see different. Till I see again, Shop is how I go for winning one. He's young, but I think Hurley, even with the team, the roster was flawed this year, and they still was able to, you know, what I'm saying, get in there as well.
Barely lose to Florida.
Right. Exactly, and gave them a run for their money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, who would you say?
I think I'll have to agree with you there. That was a great point by you, man. Dan Hurley has done a lot with less. Last year, the Lakers called him. The Knicks hit his phone again this year. So that just lets you know what type of head coach he is.
Mm-hmm.
Who in the ACC is going to be pushing Duke this year? I'm hoping for Tech, but I'll take more years of sustained continuity to push there. In the ACC, I think gotta go to the Tar Heels for sure.
Duke.
Yeah, for sure. Duke.
Yeah, North Carolina should push them.
I say Louisville so bad, but I'm not sure.
Louisville's always good. Louisville should be back and competitive this year again.
That's really
It's hard to say Clemson because they lost some pieces,
yeah.
but
They
they
lost.
usually always competitive.
Cal lost a lot.
Cal,
Miami is in the middle.
yeah, iffy.
That's really ACC is still trying to get right. You know what I'm saying? For being honest, Pitt had a decent year last year, right?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, I think it was a decent year.
Yeah, but I mean, the cream of the crop in the ACC is still the Blue Bloods, UNC, Louisville's trying to they've had some recruiting wins, and I think Georgia Tech is right there behind the cream of the crop. Miami as well. Clemson has been that program that kind of builds over time. Once they get that run, once they get a class that sticks around for we'll say 3 to 4 years is when they kind of play team ball and they get competitive. Florida State is a team to watch going forward, but NC State, even though they lost some guys, but to answer your question, I think it's still UNC and UNC and Louisville. Really, UNC, Georgia Tech, and Louisville.
I'll throw NC State in there too with the coach they just got.
Yeah, you got to throw NC State in there, but a good point about you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, that's really all the topics we have. What I'm saying, there's no more questions. Naj doesn't want to shout anything out or bring up anything. Also, how do y'all see the conferences shaking out this year in the SEC? Is the SEC going to be as dominant as they were a year ago? I think so. The SEC they're set in. They got coaches down there that's going to recruit. You know what I'm saying? Coach Calipari. We talked about Coach Paris last week. Coach Rick Barnes, Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? They
got Nate Admit.
It admit, man. It just the SEC is just like the football SEC, and it's probably better product in consistent product in basketball realm than football is right now. That may be outlandish to some people, but I think we're seeing that changing of the guard for basketball or for athletic excellence in basketball per football. Like you see Alabama, you know what I'm saying, doing their things. It's consistent. But for the conferences, let's see. I might have to get back to you on all the conferences, heavy in the SEC and ACC. I'm gonna have to get back to you on everybody, brother. So that's my homework. I will get back to you on that, brother. I promise. Oh, well, I would say BYU out in the Big 12. Baylor's good. I've been doing some research on them. Baylor's pretty good. We know BYU is gonna be big because of AJ DeBonta coming in. Kansas should win Big 12 though. Texas Tech is always in the mix. The Cyclones have been putting in some quality work as well out there in the Big 12. And after last night, Illinois has always been on the radar. Cade Cunningham, they produced another guard last night. That's an elite passer. I go to the Big East, and I'll shut up, Naj. St. John's is good. You know what I'm saying? I like Coach Patino. But that's still in the Big East. Is still to me a UConn. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close between St. John's and UConn. But I'm gonna give the edge to UConn for Dan Hurley. Marquette was good last year. Seton Hall's been they got some recruits in the fold. We saw Jasheem Felton at OTE a couple years ago. Last year he was a freshman. Didn't get a lot of minutes, but he's a name to remember for Seton Hall. Jasheem Felton. I think Georgetown has been turning around that program as well. And Villanova, even though they lost their head coach, I know they're going to do all they can to get back to prominence. But I told them I'll stop there, and I'll stop there, man. So, like I said, this is the Just Citizen News Basketball Podcast. We talk basketball. So one topic we can go for 30 minutes. But come back next Thursday for more. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Have a blessed night. It's a great show, guys. Thanks for all the responses. Much love, brother. Make sure you're back next Thursday at 8 o'clock. Not just him, but everybody else who tuned in. Have a blessed one. This is Just Citizen News Podcast. We don't just go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna let you close it out. I want to say thanks to everybody, especially Buzz Rocket One Man. Shout out to y'all. Obviously, this is all the hoop news we got. Shout out to OKC for winning the finals, man. I know we didn't really talk about that. Maybe we will on the next podcast and break all that down. But that is going to do it. But I just wanted to shout out everybody. 705 viewers on this pod. I don't know what's going on with the hoops, but it is generating. So we do appreciate you guys for tuning in, spending an hour of your time with us, banking nearly 200 viewers on X for you. I had 508 on my X channel, and obviously we're on YouTube as well. Up to 3 we got on the channel. So much love to y'all. We will have more hoops. We're going to do more deep dives in the future as well on conferences and all that. It's how everything shapes out with the transfer portal, recruiting news, and much more, man. But appreciate y'all. Bacon, I'll let you close it out.
Yes, sir. This is the Just Citizen News Podcast. We don't just tell stories and bring you the news. We inspire you to be great in whatever you're doing and whatever your endeavors are in life. So thanks again. Next Thursday, we'll see y'all. Peace.